Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Civilization. What this video is gonna be about is some 1 versus 1 battles during the Mightiest Governor event. Right, so this is basically what most of the people do during the kill event on the Mightiest Governor event. So we just do 1 versus 1 battles, and Valhalla, he just wanna try with 2 commanders of 100k each to fight me. So what I have to do, I just have to attack one of his account and he's gonna attack me with the other account. So it's basically gonna be 2 on 1. I have 100,000 and he has 100,000 in each of his group. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed it up a little bit so we get to the action. Alright, so I started already, so I don't have to speed it up. So it's 2 on 1. I'm basically surrounded. I'm using my setup, Charles Martel and Richard I. Obviously he has a mixture of troops with Scipio and Herman, and he has mixture of troops with Sun Tzu and Richard I. How about that? Alright, so I'm on 92,000 troops right now, and apparently Scipio is starting to lose ground. His troops are getting diminished. He cannot stand his own ground. Scipio Africanus was such a powerful leader and conqueror. Alright. You know, I told him, to be honest, when he asked me he wants to try this, I told him that he should bring 3 armies to fight me with 3 armies in the same time. But he just wanted to try with 2. So anyway, you're already noticing by now that I'm definitely going to win. So this is what it means to have proper setups, to have specific army compositions, like just a single type of troops, not mixture of troops, later on into the game. At the beginning of the game, up to 2 months into the game, obviously you will have mixture of troops. It's nothing you can do about it. It would be way too costing to have just one type of troops in, let's say, in the first 2 months of the game. Having specific types of troops, or you know, specializations, this is very later on into the game. After 2 months you should be able to have your specialization that you focused on. So you either choose infantry, you either choose cavalry, or you either choose archers. You should be able to make a full group of that particular troop if you're like 2 months into the game. Alright, so I'm gonna smash him as well. I'm just gonna do it a little bit faster. Alright, so there it is, I smashed him. So I'm with 85,000 troops, almost 85,000 troops, and this is the battle report. 84 and 500,000 troops. So he barely gave me a couple of severely wounded troops. I won in stats, that is obvious. I knew about it. That is the reason he attacked me with 2 armies, and his Richard is not really that great. So again, proper army setup. Now let me go forward on the video where I did my other. Alright, so now this is my other testing that I want to do. There was a player over there. I used to fight with him in some of my other videos. He is with 100,000 cavalry, and he has maxed out Minamoto, level 60, and Richard I. So he's trying that setup, and I want to try Joan of Arc. I want to try Joan of Arc support talent path. So I just resetted, and I'm just doing her support talent path. I just want to try, see how good this particular support build can be. How much can it help me? Because you get a lot of healing, you get a lot of attack bonus, you get skill damage reduction, so there is quite a lot of other bonuses that you get. The only problem is the integration. Talent pad is very horrible. So it's not, after you do the support part, it's really thin what you get, and it doesn't really help you much. Alright, so I'm just gonna go forward because it doesn't matter the talent that I've done. Alright, so this is it. So it's John of Arc and Richard the First. I have 100,000 cavalry. My cavalry is the normal tier 4 cavalry, and the Dara has the Teutonic Knights. So let me speed it up where the battle starts, because we are both with heal, and it's gonna be pretty long. I'm just trying to get to the part where the battle starts. Alright, so I think this is it. No. Alright, so this is him, maxed out Minamoto, and you can see his recharge. First skill is maxed out, and the fourth skill, which is the enhanced healing, that's basically what is gonna help him on this particular battle. And it's almost maxed out, the enhanced healing. This is why Richard the First is really good in like almost any setup you want to do. Alright, am I attacking him now? Yeah, so I attacked him. I'm not gonna go backward. Alright, so I attacked him already. It's 100,000 troops versus 100,000 troops. What I have to say is that the healing from Joan of Arc and Richard is really insane, and you can see how fast they do the talent. You can see how fast the bar is filling up just because of the support talent part from Joan of Arc. And you see that it's going skill after skill after skill, so the healing is tremendously high. But because he has healing as well, I'm not doing enough damage. I was hoping that the 25% damage from attack from Joan of Arc might make a difference, but apparently it's not. So you can see that he's pounding me really hard while healing himself in the same time. So I have to say that that particular setup that he's doing over there is not really bad at all. Minamoto is doing a lot of damage since it's a maxed out Minamoto. His Richard is keeping his troops count high, and I'm just getting my ass whooped with all my support talent. If I would have fought, let's say if he didn't had Richard to heal, it might have been a different situation if he didn't had heal. Because if he didn't had heal, then my troops count would have kept going higher and higher and higher, and he would have kept losing and losing troops. But I'm not really taking his troops down because of the freaking healing. So now I scouted him, so he's on 81,000 troops left, and I'm on 37,000 troops. So that's why I retreated, because he was gonna win anyway. And this is my boy Kamikaze. He just fought with Cuba J, and I was trying to explain him that he is in alliance and he has the technology buffs, but yes, he won against Richard and Scipio with Boudica and Minamoto. I'm just gonna go a little bit further. So these are the stats from not my battle. This is Kamikaze and Cuba J. They battled with 50,000 troops, so it was Boudica and Minamoto against Richard and Scipio. I don't know what went wrong. How did Cuba manage to lose? $50,000, and Kamikaze used mixture. But as I mentioned, Kamikaze was in the alliance, so there's quite a lot of bonuses from the technology of the alliance. 64% attack on the cavalry, that is quite a difference. His infantry stats, Kuba J's infantry stats are pretty low. Alright, now where is my... Alright, so this is my fight. Okay, so this is the fight that I had with Dara, and where I used Joan of Arc and Richard I. 100,000 versus 100,000. So this is what I was trying to say. If you put Joan of Arc on the support talent pad, like I just did, not a full support talent pad, you get a tremendous amount of healing. Now you realize that I still had 37,000 troops, and if it would go on and on and on, the healing would go higher and higher, so I would have had a lot more healing. But I would have lost at some point, because he has heal. So in terms of sustainability, I'm not saying that this setup is bad, but it doesn't have damage. So it doesn't matter how much rage regeneration I have, how much heal I have, but I don't really have much damage, or at least some damage reduction. It's not really, the setup is not as it used to be. I'm not happy with the results. Although I did fought against some strong players, so this can be taken in consideration. I believe this is the troops buff. So if you go on the cavalry, because I use cavalry, the difference are pretty high. He has 27 more cavalry attack, 7% more defense, and 17% more cavalry health. So he dominated me in stats as well. So this is something you can take in consideration, because I had no specific cavalry commanders. Right. But still, he was left with 81,000 troops. So now I think it's time to get our revenge, isn't it? Let's see how much that setup can do against my best setup. And I have to say that my Richard is not maxed out. So when I've done this video, my Richard is still not maxed out, just in case you're wondering, because he is close right now. He's very close to be maxed out. I just want to do a video about it. Alright, so 81,000 swordsmen, TFO swordsmen with Charles Martel and Richard I against 81,000 Teutonic Knights, led by maxed out Minamoto and a very good Richard I. And unfortunately for the Teutonic Knights, it doesn't look so good. I think the weather is on yellow right now. It gives you a lot of weather warnings. You know, there is the colors for the weather warning. So right now for them it's yellow. For me it's still white, so I'm still on the safe zone. But there's about a tsunami to hit on Dara's side. You can see that the warning is still on yellow. It keeps giving us warning that there's gonna be a terrible weather. A tsunami might hit him any time. They are not 100% sure that the tsunami is going to hit. They are still trying to look through the scopes. They are still trying to get more information from the satellites about what is going to happen with the weather. And if you go a little bit further with the video, now the code is red. Is definitely red after they got more information and more intelligence from the satellites. They have seen that the code is red. There's definitely a tsunami that is going to hit on the Dara side. Minamoto and Richard I, they are not looking very good. I'm trying to warn them. I'm trying to tell them that this is the white side, this is the safe side. They are protected from tsunami and other various disasters that can happen, but he's not listening, so he's still staying on his side. So look at that, the warning is red, and when the tsunami is going to hit, unfortunately it's smash. So this is what it happens when you don't listen. You get hit by a tsunami. That is correct. Sad story for Dara. So there it is. 17,000 swordsmen either injured or Valhalla wanted to make his appearance, so please, for his one heroic soldier. And something that I want to mention, he did give me a slightly wounded. With his one soldier, he gave me a slightly wounded. That's not fair. This is something that I want to highlight in this battle. You can see, because he had a lot of healing, the outcomes of the battle. Because he had a lot of healing but not enough damage reduction, you can see he's severely wounded. It's more than half of his troops. That is the reason why he's having so many severely wounded, because he had healing and he kept bringing his troops back, and he didn't have enough damage to finish me off. Well, obviously I attacked him because he was just camping there, but just to give you an idea that healing can also be bad, especially if you're losing. So if you're losing, the healing is bad. Healing has its ups and downs. This is why I only put healing with strong and defensive setups like the infantry. Other setups, they are built for nuking. This is just my tips and advices. Alright, so that would be all for this particular video. This is just some one-on-one battles, just to show you guys some more insights about infantry setups, show you some bad setups, like I showed you about Joan of Arc, that healing can be bad, and I showed you about this setup, Minamoto and Richard, that in some situations healing can also be really bad, and it can cause you actually more damage than it can help you out. Alright, so I'm gonna end this video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo.